I'm going to go ahead and introduce, my first guest. She's an accomplished author and life coach. Her book, Aha Moments, is a must-read, and the guest has taught individuals for more than 20 years, how to move their dark nights of the soul by showing them how to tap into their higher selves, something I absolutely love people to talk about, how to tap into your higher self. So without further ado, please welcome to the show Miss Lyndah Malloy. Hey, Lyndah.
Hello. Hi. How are you, Spark?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
My goodness, thank you for asking me.
Oh, the pleasure is certainly ours. And I want to also thank you for being such a staunch supporter of our journey here on The Conversation.
Oh, man, I learn something every time I listen, and I think it's important to continue to honor the fact that we are constantly evolving.
That is true. At least we better hope we are.
Well, we are, whether we make note of it or not.
Absolutely, and that's the key, whether we make note of it. And I want to dive right into, because I've got a series of questions to ask and just to tap into your knowledge. You're a licensed caregiver and life coach for over 20 years.
Yes.
My question is, how have both of these professions prepared you to write this book?
Well, as a professional healthcare provider, I worked with hospice, and, that's in stage.
Right.
Right. So when you're delving and dealing with that, you become a lot more conscious, and you learn so much from the people that you're serving. So they taught me a lot about listening, about moving on to another space, so to speak. And within that, I did a lot of teaching, and I had to share information, and with not just the person I was caring for, with their family members. Before I moved into the hospice area, I did home health, which was also about teaching, patient teaching, and family teaching. So I've been teaching and sharing information for quite a while.
Wow.
And,
wow.
Right. Yes. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you, with that diverse background and insight, did that become kind of like a catalyst that this book had to be written on?
My personal growth and development kind of moved out of having dealt with people on that level. And the book primarily started as teaching tools for individuals that I was counseling with as a facilitator of support groups with abused and battered women and men with Hubbard House here in Jacksonville. And it kind of evolved over time to what we see today as aha moments.
Wow. Well, for those who don't have the book yet, it is written much like a workbook, which I love. Was the original format, was that the original format? And what do you want the reader to really primarily focus on as they're going through your book?
Yes, a workbook format was the original format. What I really I wanted to create a moment to give the reader cause to pause, to think about their lives, to think about what has shaped their lives, and to have an open and honest dialogue with themselves.
Wow. I guess now most books aren't written in that format, and I love that because I do like the fact that once you go through a section, you challenge people to actually put some action in place, and that's one of the best things that I like about this book is not only are you getting information that you may not have known, but you're asked then after to apply that information and then develop a blueprint for yourself, does it not?
Yes, it does. It really does. And when we document as we move through things and write it down, we seem to retain it. And I use myself as a template. I know I learn very well when I write, and I'm able to reread what I've written. So an interactive scenario, being able to interact and to become a part of the process. We invest ourselves in that process, and it means much more to us. We gain from it because we're actually using the information. Although we're doing it with intent, over time, it becomes automatic. Like breathing, it becomes a part of how we function.